Well, everybody, a lot of progress. Very, very amazed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is Casio MZ-X500 on steroids to the max. It's not yet finished, everybody. But let me show you. Let me give you a little surprise here. So, keyboard's working. I haven't secured down the contacts yet, but when I do, I can play it. The action needs to be regulated, which that's no problem. It's going to be a lot more quieter, and I just love my hobby, customizing keyboards into making them look and feel better. But hey, I mean, it looked better before. Looked 10 times better before. Looks 100 times better now. But I tell you this, it paid off. Wait until I'm finished with it. My gears are turning. Oh, by the way, if you wanted to know, right over here I had to cut the keys, and that's perfectly normal. And those are the hammers right there, so I have to make a stop rail. See, some of them are down, some of them are up. This one's up all the way. So once I make that stop rail, regulate the keys, guess what, everybody? Got a piano action. Now my next thing to do, make a fall board. A lot of people's like, what the hell is a fall board? Check out the Steinway. Well, the keys are covered, but yeah, it's a Steinway. My Steinway Model C. And this right here is a fall board. So you can cover the keys. So you ask, how are you gonna do that with the hammers in a way? I don't know, but I'll figure it out. You can see the diamond cut patterns on the steel plate right there. Yeah. And the matching blue, which is really cool. So, as I said, I'm not finished with it yet, everybody. It's more to come. Day 4. Wow. I might have to rename it. Of course, it's the MZ-X500, but now it's upgraded with the wooden action. As you can see, those are actual wooden keys. Then the actual plastic keys that are over there. I might just upgrade my my CTX 5000 with those keys, because those keys feel a lot better. But today is regulation day. As you can see, some of the hammers are not aligned. I'm going to install the stop rail and the regulation. And also what I'm going to do is basically install the contact strip. Now that I can, so that's a good thing. Okay, so let me show you. You see the screws that are on the sides of the cheeks? They're going to be hidden. They're not going to be there. So the reason of that is because I got these other sides that are going to go on top of it, that's going to be glued on top of it. And these are the blue trimmings right here. They're the same shape as the sides, and they're going to go right on top of it. Also, I have some other pieces of wood. There's the main console right there. So those other pieces of wood, I'm trying to see if I can make a fall board, everybody. If I can make a fall board, that is going to be the biggest challenge for me, to make a fall board for this keyboard. Another thing that I have over here is more diamond cut sheets right here. So if I need it, that is pretty expensive. So I'm thinking about saving that for the stand, or you know, other pieces that I can go with. So that is definitely pretty expensive, but it's a pretty big sheet. But yeah, I'm going to be regulating the action and fitting the key contacts. So now I have to take it apart. Okay, so of course I cleaned out the key bed again, and this is where the contacts are gonna go. So how did I know that? I have to put it in different places. First I put it over here. When I put the contacts over here and put the contacts right on top of it, it left, and I don't know if you can see this, basically almost a whole half an inch, basically a half an inch right here because of these little stems. So I have to make something that's gonna accommodate sitting on a cradle with these little stems, which is no problem. I have a veneer strip that I can use. So this actually goes right on top of here. And the way how you can set the contacts is very, very easy because it's come in 2 strips. So your first strip, you're gonna have to line it up from right here. Second strip is gonna go right over here. So when you line it up, you easily have to take one of these keys. So I'm going to take the first key, which is the C key, put it in, and then line it up just a little bit more. So I might have to drag this out just right here. There you go. And that's going to play the contact, as you can see right over here. And that's going to play the contact. After you do that, then you have to take this key right over here. I guess it's going to be an E key right over here. Let me see if that's correct. So that this is 1, 2, this is 2 octaves, and it's going to be the E key that's right here. So let's see if that's going to be correct. Yep. Just line it up. Same thing, what you have to do is you have to take the F key right here, and the last C. Once you line those up correctly, then that's where you put your markers of where you're gonna put your, your screws. Sorry about that. Had a brain glitch there. That's where you're gonna put your screws. So these are your markers right here, because this is only just 2 ranges right over here. And then you're gonna put your screws where the screw holes are. So this has 1, 2, probably 1 underneath. That has 2 screw holes there, and it has from right over here, 1, 2. And plus you have these other holes right over here. The main thing about this is try not to get it on the electronics. So what I usually use is Gorilla Tape for this side, and then I put the 2 screws right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And try not to mess up the electronics. The Gorilla Tape will not mess up the electronics at all. So once they're all lined up, they won't be out of position at all. So only thing that I have to do is mimic the bottom of the contacts, because that's going to be where it's going to be mostly the striking point. Then the other part that I have to do is take these hammers, and I might end up spraying them black actually. Once you take the hammers, make sure it feels good. So if this was going to be a little bit lower, oh, that feels perfect. It can't feel too spongy. On the end of the key, I don't know if you can see it, but at the end of the key, I'm going to end up putting a piece of felt right here, so it's a lot more quieter. This right over here has some kind of plastic, on it. I don't know, but I'm going to make it a lot more quieter. This right here, this is the back of the contacts. I measured the length, and it's basically the same length as this little PVC right over here. I think this is like probably 1/4 inch of a millimeter on here. But I measured it, and it's perfect for right here. So I measured it also, the distance from the key striking point going to the contact. Anyway, so what I want to do is I'm going to take out the key and the hammer. Right over here, I'm going to glue that PVC onto the back of this microchip right over here, which is the contact board. Now, as you can see, there are no resistors or capacitors or whatever you call it that are right here. No circuitry on any of them. So this makes my job a lot easier. So I'm going to glue that, and also on the bottom here, which I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm going to glue this strip onto the main frame, which is the key bed. All right, as you can see, I glued the bottom piece where the key contact is going to be. I haven't glued the top yet because the top is glued on one side. I'm just waiting that to dry. It's going to take probably around 15 minutes for it to dry. That's going to take another 15 minutes, but it's going to be all right. Okay, I just finished installing the contacts, and you can see where I put the screws. You cannot put them all the way in. Once the glue settles on that PVC, you cannot put it all the way in, or else you're just going to really bend the circuit board. I tried that with many keyboards before, and it could mess up the keyboard. So I learned that from basically the Kawai keyboard that that I took the keys apart from. But it looks really good. So now what I want to do is I want to put the hammers on and hook it up to the main board, the main dashboard right over there, and try it out. And then the regulation starts. The contact board is installed in, so now I want to try it out. Now what I want to try to do is I want to install the keys back in. Just the keys alone, not the hammers, because the hammers, we're going to do those one by one to regulate it. And I take them by groups basically and install all those keys in until we get to the cut point, which is right here. Okay, so this is the cut point right over here. That's going to go in between here, but what I need to do is fasten that. So what I need is my Gorilla Tape. I need to take these keys back out, just like that. Fasten it just like this. That's one step right there. Put the keys back in, and then I'm gonna take that part two. Probably just needs a little bit. Go around, take it off. Get my scissor, take it off. Here we go. Almost couldn't take it off. There we go. That goes right there. Flip the other key on. This one sits up a little bit, so I have to put just a little bit more tape right here. Now the tape itself might be a little fat for the key, so you might have to cut the key down a little bit. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. Alright, Now I haven't satinized all these keys yet. I'm going to take time and actually do those. There we go. Here's the cut point right there. And let me do the same thing here. Which means oops, lost my scissors. Put this right here. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna have to bring this a little lower, like that, just to be on the safe side. And bring these over here. Good. Cut point is right here. So that means it's going to go in like that. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to take the tape off of this one because it looks like it's going to be too fat around. You probably don't need the tape. Yeah, you don't need the tape. Once this crouches down, it's going to be okay. Or if you want to put like different tape, this tape is too thick, so I'm not going to use that. All right. See, the wire is up too high, so once it settles down in its space, then the keys will be a lot better. Okay. These right over here is the last finishing touches. So the main thing about it is that you want to check every single key. Don't worry about this key or any keys popping up, but you want to check every single key, see if it's working with it. Cool. All right, so the ones that are giving me a little bit problems, I'm going to check out, and then I'm going to take those keys apart and try it. But it should be. And this is without the hammers. This is without the hammers. When I put it on with the hammers, it's going to be a different feeling. So I'm going to add all the hammers right now. It takes a little bit of a process, but I'll see you in the next video. What I'm doing right now is that I'm regulating the action, the keyboard action basically. So what it is basically it's just the keys and the hammers. With a real grand piano or an upright piano, it's a full action. So this is going to be a lot easier for me to do it. Right over here, there is a cap stand screw right over here that adjusts up and down. So I noticed that the natural keys have to be a little bit lower and the sharp keys have to be a little bit higher. As I was looking at the video when I took apart the Kauai at first. But so let's let me try this one right here. It goes in like that. That's a little too high because it's the wrong key. And another thing I found out is that if it has a little black tip right over here, that's basically for like for a black key. This one has a black tip. This one has a black tip. This one right over here does not. So, and I can show you the difference between the one with the black tip. If you put them up together, one with the black tip, the cap scan screw is up and the natural one is down. So here we go. Try that one, put that in there. It's a little too high. That one feels good, but this one's a little too high. So what I'm gonna have to do is just bring that one down just a little bit lower. I can just adjust it with my hand, or I have a, there we go. Perfect. Next one is that's a little too low. So I have to bring that up just a little bit. And if this one's stubborn, what I could do is I can use my needle nose plier and bring it up just like that. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna need some more. So I'm just going through them one by one. I'm just gonna do a couple more that I have here. Okay, let's try this one over here. And they're all the same hammers, just that one, you know, one's basically for the sharps and flats, which is down, and the other one is basically for the naturals. So this one right here is a little too high. Put it down lower. A little bit more lower. This one needs to be just a little bit lower. Here we go. And sometimes you have to go back to the other one and say, okay, this one is a little bit wrong. There we go. This one has to be up a little bit. More. Now with the stop rail though, the hammer won't fly all over the place. Okay, next is B flat. That's too high. Still too high. That's my dog in the background. It feels so good to play. So I'm gonna finish this whole section. After that, I'm gonna test it just to play it, and then I'm gonna install the stop rail. The hammers are installed in. I will demonstrate the piano a little bit later, but I thought I'd get to the stop rail. I covered it with, what's gonna say, felt with adhesive in the back. And I think that's gonna work perfectly. And there's another thick piece of felt on top. You see where the blue tape is at. And as you can see, the sides are kind of different. They have like a little blue trim on top of it. It's only the beginning, everybody. So both sides have blue trim to hide the screws on it. But yeah, this thing is playing perfectly. So let me actually put this down, and I'm gonna try to play in between that white stick that's actually holding it up. But from right here, the stop rail's for, because you can see the hammers all flying up, but it feels amazing. It feels amazing. So the stop rail, after I install it on there, it's gonna feel even more amazing. It's just unbelievable. I get these little shavings here I'm taking off. Yeah, lots of work done. Lots of work still gonna be done. And I tell you this, it's worth the time doing it. If you put your mind to it, as they say in Back to the Future, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. And I always take that to heart. And you know, even though this is a 61 key, I wish it was a 76 or 88. But if there's a way that I can make it 88, believe me, I'm starting this project all over again. But most of it's already done. All I have to do is build the key bed a little bit bigger, and that's no problem. But this is such a great, unbelievable. Okay, everybody, even though it's still not dry, let's do a test. pass this test. Well, everybody, this is day 6, and I just wanted to show you the almost finished product of my, what I call Casiano MZ-XTurbo. And the reason I call it turbo, look at it. It looks like looks like a Back to the Future DeLorean, basically. You got the diamond cut patterns on the sides, which look very good, and I have it also on the back. And I have more diamond cut patterns over there, which I'm going to actually make the stand for the unit. So this is a miniature hybrid digital piano. It has a Kawai key bed, has real wooden action, and it took a lot of time. I tell you this project was kind of expensive, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. I like to do these projects from time to time and just basically make things happen, just to see if I could do it. But it's beautiful. Once I make this matching stand for it, it's going to even look more breathtaking. So let me play it for you. I'm going to put on my tripod right over here. Hopefully it stays. Give you a little example of it. So I didn't get a chance to make the fall board, which is going to be right over here. But what I'm going to do is see if these cheeks over here, they're not actually attached. I'm going to make brand new cheeks for them. Right now they're just there for show. And also I'm going to put in a pitch bend modulation. I don't have to label it. And extend those wires to be a little bit longer so they could be on one of the cheeks. So this front side with the gold panel, that's gonna be there for now. I'm still gonna experiment and see if I can make like a folding fall board or a sliding one if I could, just to see if I can actually do it. It's gonna take some time to see if I can do that, but it looks great. It looks phenomenal. I couldn't believe it took this much work to actually do it. And it feels like one of these. It feels like a real piano. So my next thing to do is I'm going to satinize all these keys, including the sharps and flats right here. Right over here, there's a bevel music key slip right here. Nice, beautiful, just like on a grand piano. And also, I'm going to build a music stand that can actually attach to it, and it's going to say Casiano, which is really good. But it's such a good, I don't know if I can play ragtime on it, but I could try. So it's going to need a little bit more adjusting for ragtime, but for soft music. Now, the keys are a lot heavier than what it was before. Over here, I switched around the USB jack that went sideways. I put it forward instead, but it works. It works perfectly. The arranger features work. So there's a little bit more tweaking, and then I'm gonna make the matching stand. Not today though. I'm going to do it probably next week when I come back. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, on this project. When I make the stand, I'll make another video of that, and then we'll continue on with this project even more. But this is the birth of the new Casiano, like Casio piano. So Casiano, what I call the MZ-XTurbo, which is Casiano is a new series of my thing. I haven't presented it to Casio, but Casiano is basically the 61 key hybrid version, 61 or 76 key hybrid versions. And not only I'll be doing this for Casio, but I'll be doing this for many other different companies. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Please click like, subscribe, follow me on everything. Thank you so much for watching.